This is why they built pyramids all over the planet. The ancients, that is, and according to what certain researchers are claiming, a Ukrainian scientist discovered the world's oldest pyramids in the most beautiful corner of the country in Crimea, and the find was discovered by accident. As the ICTV channel reported, during its test alternative methods to find Ukrainian water, the scientist Vitaly Gok discovered an unknown underground object which turned out to be a giant pyramid of 45 meters in height and about 72 meters in length. And Go stated that the pyramid was built during the time of the dinosaurs. We're talking about tens of billions of years ago. The pyramid of Crimea has a truncated top like a Mayan pyramid, but its appearance is more like an Egyptian one, he said. The interior is hollow, and a mummy of the unknown creature is buried beneath the foundations, he claims. According to the foundation, it is a small body in the form of a mummy, about 1.3 to 1.4 meters, with a crown on its head. There is a resonance chamber of the so-called Sphinx. The pyramids were built in the age of the dinosaurs, said the scientist in an interview with ICTV. It remains unknown who the builders of this pyramid were. This unique building is the oldest pyramid on the planet, says Vitaly Go. From its findings, archaeology assures us that the traces of the Crimeans were found in the first inhabitants of the area, who were expelled by the Scythians, that is, the Iranians, during the 7th century BC. The Cimmerians fled to the mountains, and later we find them in the latter Taurida, and according to other historians, Tauron was known for their wild rituals and piracy. During the 5th century BC, Greek settlers began to settle along the Black Sea coast, including the Dorians from Heraclea, who founded the port of Chersonesus outside Sevastopol. It's near this city that Vitaly Go claimed to have discovered the pyramid in 1999. Go had worked for the Soviet military for more than 30 years before retiring to his country house in Sevastopol, and now with unlimited time he had decided to devote himself to research, something that his previous career did not allow him to do. And this led him to discover a pyramid, but not like the familiar ones. In the summer of 2002, when Go submitted his application, he said that there were pyramids buried under the earth, as well as pyramids underwater off the coast of Crimea, in an area known to have sunken cities. But how was this discovery made? As a former engineer, he was well versed in media using magnetic resonance imaging, and invented and built his own device. Since the Sevastopol area was known for its poor water supply, he developed a means to search for groundwater. The instrument performed exceptionally well during testing, and Go was ready to begin a survey of the Sevastopol area in the search of drinkable, potable water. With their reputation spreading in 2002, Go's team was invited by the Mauritanian government to find water in the Western Sahara, in the area of the city of Attar. The team claimed that a large lake of fresh underground water was found. And this preliminary conclusion was confirmed by drilling. Beneath the solid rock layer at a depth of 240 meters, that's about 600, 700 feet down, beneath the solid rock layer at a depth of 240 meters, an underwater current was indeed discovered. The value of these resources was enough to provide water to the region. Shortly before perfecting the system, he adapted the system to search for oil, natural gas, and precious metals, finding a willing partner in the oil company Chernomorneft Gas. As early as the summer of 1999, his instrument had revealed an underground anomaly in Sevastopol, which Go would later claim was the first pyramid. Autopsy initially revealed a rather ordinary rocky landscape, but then found an opening leading down. At a depth of about 10 meters, that's about 30 feet down, there was a fixed slab. Attempting to penetrate the slab with little success at first, Go and his fellow explorers managed to light a lamp inside the cavity. It was empty. The team believed that they had stumbled upon an old smelter, but could find no trace of metal. Soon, many limestone boulders were found. Since these measured 2.5 to 1.5 meters, it was assumed that they were man-made. Having worked within 30 meters and analyzing what they had discovered, a member of the team declared that they had definitely discovered a pyramid. The problem was that it was underground. By the spring of 2000, Go had again improved the instrument, which now was allowed vertical surveys, and this could potentially confirm the shape of the structure they had found. The result was that indeed he was inside a structure that had a square angular base with a side length of 72 meters, and it was a pyramid. The height was about 45 to 52 meters, its top almost at ground level. The instrument also revealed that apparently from the top of the structure, 3 beams of energy went out at frequencies of 900 and 109 hertz, 700 and 109 hertz, and 500 by 109 hertz. The field was observed around the pyramid, 10 times 109 hertz. The dig also revealed places in the surrounding layers where the pyramid was originally open to the air but had been buried. If there is one pyramid, could there be more pyramids? The search area has been expanded. Ultimately, the team concluded that in a straight line from Sarik to Bai Kamishova, from northwest to southwest, a total of 7 pyramids were found. One of these pyramids was underwater near the city. Finally, Go examined his research. He extended his research to the Crimean Peninsula and concluded that there were 30-odd pyramidal structures throughout the country. At the same time, the scan had revealed another anomaly, an object that was not pyramid-shaped, facing west, a structure that could be quite similar to a sphinx, he said. The next step was the most difficult of all: money. Only money would allow the team to continue excavations in a way that would result in confirmation that Crimea had at least one, if not more, pyramids. The next step was also problematic. The city of Sevastopol and the National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine were not interested in this. Nevertheless, Go's persistence led to some form of cooperation, which resulted in a survey of the area's soil. He stated that the area had been inhabited since the 4th century BC to the 1st century AD. Such research would not contribute anything new, nor would it reveal anything that was not already known. But there were a number of reasons why they were reluctant to fund further research. They were afraid. Although Go had merely proved that Crimea had at least one and possibly as many as 30 pyramids, they would have laid a solid foundation for further archaeological research. Instead, Go further speculated that the pyramids were part of a global system in which various rather high-tech pyramids were used to receive cosmic energy, which was modified and then distributed throughout the planet. According to Go, the pyramids were there as scientific instruments to control and stabilize the land masses of planet Earth. And to this, the data suggests for their construction, the system would be about 16,000 years old or date from 14,000 BC. Even Graham Hancock, Robert Bouval, and John Anthony West only dared to place at 10,000 BC the Sphinx and to leave the age of the Great Pyramid to anyone's guess. We all know for sure that there is a vertical shaft going down near Sevastopol, which Go's team has excavated, representations of what the entire pyramid might look like. I've not seen any actual tracing of the medium Go had developed to support said graph, although I discovered 2 emails addressed to Go. One was asleep, on the other hand, I never received an answer. It was therefore possible that there was something to it, but it was still too early to say what. And furthermore, my judgment was that even if they turned out to be pyramids, they would be rather unlikely to make the pyramid a matter of general interest. Immediately after the completion of the manuscript in July 2006, Go tried to use interest in the Bosnian pyramid to drum up interest in the Crimean pyramid, reiterating that he needed money to finish his excavations. In contrast, the statement said dozens of scientists from various countries were now carrying out an archaeological excavation of the pyramid, and that a result was expected later. Several months later, no information had been released, and Go's contact details are once again unanswered. Unfortunately, Go is not only stuck in his earlier rather exaggerated claims, but now expands on them, stating that, quote, the majority of scientists who had visited the area believed that the underground pyramid of Sevastopol confirmed the speculation of American scientists that about 65 million years ago, an ancient civilization was wiped out due to the fall of a meteorite. This is something of a confusing situation. Indeed, American scientists like Luis Alvarez argued that the dinosaurs disappeared when a giant meteorite hit the Gulf of Mexico about 65 million years ago, but make no reference to pyramids or advanced construction of human civilization. Let the Crimean pyramids be part of the theory. Furthermore, would real scientists claim that the pyramids were 65 million years old? It seemed very unlikely. Go did not stop there. The long line which the 7 pyramid sites were found on the peninsula from northwest to southwest, Go had now extended it into a giant line, claiming that Stonehenge is on this line, while on the other side, on the same line, are pyramids of Tibet and the sunken pyramids of Easter Island. Even worse, when they are associated with the lost civilizations of Atlantis and the Sumerians. Go has apparently was invoking the theory before the pyramid, not the other way around. In a 19th century tradition of linking the dimensions of the Great Pyramid to the Bible and a biblical timeline, Go had used a buried pyramid, which could not be a pyramid, as proof of a lost culture. Worse was the speculation that this pyramid, along with other undiscovered and therefore non-existent pyramids, were there to balance the earth, possibly in 14,000 BC or 65 million years ago. Lest any pyramid theory be dismissed without first being given a chance to state his views publicly, Go claims that astronomers have already observed that some planets radiate more energy than they receive from the sun. The same situation is also observed with a few stars. And according to Go, it was due to an energetic torsion which developed within the center of the Earth. The fuel source for such a reactor is a physical vacuum, the torsion field of the universe. It consists of 2 opposite kinds of particles, torsions and antitorsions. In a torsion reactor, the effect of torsion and antitorsion frequency acceleration takes place to such an extent that they begin to merge and start a chain reaction. And it continues. He says the source of a fine supply of celestial objects is provided by a galactic ray originating from the center of the galaxy. Steadily traversing 7 cosmic zones, it synchronizes the vibrations. The energy released as a result of the said reduction in frequency, breaking frequency, is directed to maintaining the power of the life capacity of the heavenly objects. So in case you're wondering, what this has to do with pyramids, he said, these energies come mainly in the core of the earth from the stars through pyramids, mixing into a cocktail of energy with the help of a crystal. And then they are delivered to the core of the earth. And worse, he claims that there were 144,000 pyramids on earth, varying in size and location. The basic pyramids, they are grouped into 12 parts in all the inhabited continents. All pyramids were connected to the electrical energy channels, to other pyramid fields, and to the crystals of the Earth's core, which controls the operation of the system. 12 major groups of pyramids in turn control 12 other smaller groups. 12 times 12 equals 144, times 1,000 equals 144,000. In case you're wondering, each of the 144 pyramid bases controls the operation of 1,000 other pyramids. And just as the Great Pyramid was associated with the Bible, guess what? The 144,000 pyramids of Earth correspond to the 144,000 elect of the Bible, he says. I have not written this exposition of the Crimean pyramids to mock Go's theories or thoughts. I wrote it to show that Go is a modern example of the pyramidoid, a term used by archaeologists and Egyptologists largely to denote a profile of people who read a lot, too much, about a pyramid, especially the Great Pyramid, a practice that was common in the late 19th century. The pyramidist is usually an amateur, in the best sense of the word, who believes, often rightly so, that they have made a discovery. They try to get archaeologists interested, but that rarely works, and therefore they often start making stronger claims or theories in the hope that some people will listen, in a rather vain hope that archaeologists will definitely have to take them into account, and then often archaeologists are still not involved. Most explorers in any field take the second step. They exaggerate their claims a bit, exposing themselves in such a way that one becomes vulnerable. It's sad, and unfortunately few interested parties seem to be able to forgive the excess. At best, they only make comments. The best in heaven, exemplifying this, is Sam Osmanagic, who once said that the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun could possibly be 12,000 years old. Archaeologists have entered into an endless debate over whether he said it and used the fact itself, debating the issue of proof without paying any attention to the pyramid itself. It's characteristic that the field of archaeology often recycles their incredible stories, creates murderous characters who are as stupid as the pyramidoids are supposed to be in their theories. And this I've translated from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.